So we have archives for the school and local history.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 10. This is last Saturday's game, attempting to be replayed today. I don't know what's going on with my thing. All right, so last Saturday's game is tonight. Last Sunday's game is games is going to happen on this upcoming Sunday. That is going to start as a fiasco game and then move into a washroom game. All right. They are still doing the 35% off when gifting 5+ subs of tier 1 subs on Twitch. So if you like giving away subs, please think of us. Fill out the character questionnaire pinned in workshop, please. Fill out the questionnaire pinned in workshop, please. If you are genuinely interested and are in a state or getting yourself into a state to afford the glow up and to afford the main character energy packages and just interested, let us know on that thing that Nika put out in there as well.
It's
Fuck, I
10.
am all over the place tonight, guys. We lowered the rarity of the magic tattoo cards ahead of Friday so that you guys can get them if you want to. Mai will be able to do multiple of our other styles, but the newest style that we are adding is we are going to have a feast at the Epics with the people living there. They do not like magic. Their tattoos are going to be null metal tattoos that will allow you to combat magical creatures, which could come in really handy next arc or next season. And with that, let's just get into introducing the game. Oh, Nika's about to say something. What was that? Interview. Oh yes, we are going to start today's game with an interview between Meghan of Dorian and our one and only Patagon. Thank you. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful episode of the Patagon Show, where we have Megan from Dorian's Acquisitions. So, Megan, what do you specialize in terms of acquiring and other things?
Oh, well, we gather information for Dorian. It's sort of a back and forth where we provide it and they pay us for it. It's pretty basic actually, but it's my life's work, really. I deeply enjoy finding that kind of information, honestly. And by the way, Patagon, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on and discussing what you do with us. So, I believe that this is going to take you under the ocean. Is that what I understand? So what are
Yes.
you hoping to trawl out today?
So we have had reports of some different signals coming out, and from my understanding, what is occurring is that it's some sort of magical situation that is making the flora and the fauna get a bit out of control, to say the least. We've had reports of deeply magical, potentially long lost creatures appearing again. And yes, so unfortunately it's very far down, so we would be working with your Lockstitch to ride in your submarine.
Yes, our sub does go fairly deep, so that'll be in. I think there'll be a lot of interested folks in what you find down there in the depth. Speaking of unexpected things, what would be the most unexpected thing you've found during one of your expeditions?
Well, probably the time where I was with some of your crew members and we ended up having some giant corruption creature come after us.
Yeah, those were quite the unique specimens. When we had to go and tame tame the wilds down there.
Ah, yes, it wasn't long after that we dropped off some of your other members to go find, Law, I believe her name was. She had gotten quite large.
Yeah, she started out large and got larger, so yeah, that was. Ah, well, is there anything else you'd want to uh, let people know about before we let you get back to your expedition?
Oh, not particularly, but if you would like to chat later, would you like to pencil me in?
Always, always. It's nice to get to know everyone and
Thank you very much.
good luck and have fun, everyone.
Excellent. Alright, so let's get to introducing today's players. We have Foley, played by Zeke.
Good evening. Let's roll. Let's get this party on the way.
It's like, right, let's just be efficient. We got Howl, played by Lancer.
Hi.
Today we got Meghan, played by Caustic.
Hello.
And we got Vulpa, played by Linear.
Hello.
Alright, everybody, as was just stated, you are in Hank and Thaddeus's shared offices. They have knocked down the wall between the two of them, and now it's just one large office.
I like what you've done with the place.
Thaddeus just nods along, like looking at the paperwork, and he's just, as you all are around, he's mumbling, looking over maps, and he's just, excellent, everybody has arrived? Okay. Looks back and forth at all three of you. He's just like, I don't want to sound ungrateful to who Peanut has sent us, but can you all handle yourselves in a... Say your ship was boarded and somebody attempted to take over. Would you be able to handle yourselves? I was expecting maybe the bunny with that kicked things, or perhaps the big wolf man.
I'm gonna
What
summon
about
my
that
hand
large
cannon.
tiger? He would have done well as well.
I've never seen the large tiger actually fight anybody. Have you?
No.
Like, effectively wouldn't have a fight in combat. I was thinking more of the combat prepared ones.
I saw him fight.
That's fair.
I have been in one fight, and I managed to talk my way out of it. So we might be able to avoid some bloodshed.
So, Hank, who is the little gnome man over here. Also, you might notice the fact that I won't be using AI tokens going forward in the future. Even if you have already seen them once in AI, the tokens will not be AI going forward. So the character token is more of an kind of showing you what he looks like. Hank is a gnome with somewhat cat features. Like, he has little tufts at the ends of his ears. He has, they are also pointed ears. He wears the full Fantasia outfit, like Mickey Mouse's Fantasia. Star robe. His hat is covered in stars and moons. So they are looking over. It's just, yes, I know you. You must be Foley, frequency expert and radio expert.
Don't you have some sort of pirate radio thing going on?
Yeah, it's my robot still driving around broadcasting. Also, I'm more specialized in entertainment, but finding and working with radio frequencies is my specialty. Do you need any help looking for something?
We are somewhat concerned that what we are picking up are actually these radio waves that we have been told so much about.
Oh, well, I mean, you can't stop the signal, and Foley will pull out a little handheld radio from his back pocket and start seeing what he can pick up. What's being broadcast.
Okay, absolutely. So default, successful without even having to make a roll is there is interference all over. Sending signals through radio waves right now is going to be difficult, like sending messages back and forth from the ship. And right now, you can't pick up anything that is happening outside of the Celestial Sea. Like, even though you know there's a big web ball game going on right now, like, you are unable to connect to that frequency.
Interesting. So would it be a safe assumption to make that something is just jamming up the radio waves?
That would be the safe assumption. If you want to explore that more, I would give you 2d20.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's explore a little bit.
Absolutely. Give me those 2d20. Do I have 3d dice on? I do. Right. So a 12? Absolutely. All right. So somewhere at the bottom of the Celestial Sea, something is causing a massive amount of interference. And it is getting to a crescendo. Like you can almost hear your game in the background. You can almost hear it, and then like more staticky, and then more staticky, and then more staticky, and it gets to the point where it's all static. With a 12, you will learn that it is somewhere nearer to Haven. I'm going to say like in this area right here.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, if we're gonna investigate this thing jamming up the waves and not letting me hear the ball game, I think we're gonna need to go to Haven.
You are aware that if we do get too close to Haven, they do have rules against weaponry. Which we might find a way around, but if...
Conceal
Unlikely.
weapons.
If we're there publicly, we would do best not to get caught in that sort of circumstance.
I
So-
always have mine on me, so they'll sneak in just fine.
You keep that thing on you.
Always.
I dog hit him.
More of a fox.
But I think we can walk by. I mean, they might know me out there. I might be able to get us some celebrity privilege.
Yeah,
I will
absolutely.
absolutely sell your autographs.
That's incredibly scummy, and I'm mad I hadn't thought of it yet.
You're welcome.
You clearly don't talk to Krieg enough.
Gotta figure out a way to diversify in all accounts.
But I mean, unless y'all have any other ideas on places we might go, I just can tell you this for sure. Whatever's jamming us up is somewhere in the ocean around Haven.
Well, they would likely be the ones with more information unless there's something closer, which the player doesn't know.
If you like, Haven is like outside of Haven, so this is still. Let me move us to the map real quick so we know that this is still about 40 to 50 miles off the coast of Haven.
Okay.
But you definitely can go to Haven to figure it out, like ask around if that is what you guys are up to. But also, Meghan, you would know that whatever it is deeper. Like every time that you have tried to trawl for it, every time you have sent down anybody to check on it, it is too deep for the square peg.
Okay.
So,
Would
ahead.
Megan be under the impression that Haven might have more information, or would it just be like, let's just go?
I mean, Haven wouldn't have any technology to help you get deeper. Because Haven, they are not scuba divers. They are fish people that have renounced the sea.
Hmm.
So the folks of Haven do not care one way or the other for the Celestial Sea, other than the fact that it looks really nice. It's there. It brings in tourists.
The only other thing that I, the player, can think of is that Megan would know that the people outside of Haven tend to be on the more smuggling side of things, and they might have been trying to find something themselves. So, would that make sense or not? To like
Yeah, I
try
mean,
and ask them.
it is perfectly logical to assume that you are aware that Megan would be aware that the Shaper basically rules Outer Haven.
Mhm.
Like, if not rules it, is like the de facto leader. Right now, Outer Haven is turned significantly on its head due to the fact that Lockstitch showed up and took over one of the Shaper's warehouses, but that has not removed his presence. That has just made things a little bit more tense in that location.
Okay. So, how do you feel about checking out Outer Haven? We could test things. It would be dangerous given the presence of the Shaper being there. We might get more information, or it might be a bust.
I'm game.
More information is generally better, in my opinion.
And who knows, they might have a stake in this, what's going on as well.
Rightio.
All right. So Outer Haven, Megan. Who do you know there?
Uh, I mean, everyone knows malpractice. Whether he's safe to visit right now, though. Am I making people up?
You could, but there are many established people down there, if you can remember them.
I can remember Tony. I can remember malpractice. God, I'm so bad with names.
All right. Which one is your contact down there? Which one do you know? Do you know Tony or do you know Malpractice?
We're gonna go with malpractice.
All right.
The suspicious cat.
All right. So yeah, let's go to Outer Haven. So for everybody, unless anybody has anything else to ask Hank or Tobias right now, because we are about to leave Dorian because we are here, and we are about to go to Outer Haven.
I
Which
do have a question for our little
Absolutely.
goblin boy. Can I have your hat?
She's like, how this hat is particularly special to me. This one, but are you interested in the scholarly way of life? This is less a hat and more of a rank kind of
Oh no,
situation.
it's just very stylish.
It's it's very stylish, I will admit. Like,
Yeah, so I want it.
she's like, I earned it.
But the cherries, you can give it to me.
I could, I could
Yeah,
do this thing, but
so
you know what I'm
do it.
not gonna do? And he boops
No.
you right on the nose. Boop. No hat for you.
Pretty
You
mean.
gotta earn it. Just, you look around. Look around. Look at my office, and you see my side, scholarly, nicely put together. Now look over at Tobias's side. See it? Not quite as good organized. Has a weird system. Don't understand it. Notice how I have a hat. He does not have a hat.
Hey, do you want a hat?
Thaddeus. Nice.
Yeah,
call him-
Thaddeus, do you want a hat?
Thaddeus. I've got a hat.
Can I have it?
All right, here. Let me just 1 second. And he like reaches into his drawer, and you just hear him like fudging around things. He just like looks at you, and then he pulls like a flat cap out.
Less stylish, but it'll work.
The speed at which you change the color of that hat. 'cause
Yeah,
I was going to say
you
that
had to
color
make
does
it
not
match.
match.
It just camouflages as soon as it touches his head.
That's a good hat.
It's an okay
It's
hat.
part of the hat's magic.
Always matches your outfit.
Man, I just want that. Like I've always wanted just a fucking what is it? Like an RGB.
An RGB
outfit.
hat.
Yeah, like a whole outfit for it. I just want to be able to like I don't wear the same clothes, but just be able to filter like what their colors are today.
I think I just want a hat. The whole outfit seems like a lot.
I am a lot. I don't know if I've ever showed you guys the fact that I, as a person, am a lot.
Like just the maintenance, the upkeep, keeping it clean. It seems like it'd be a bit much for my tastes. But yeah, I guess
Well,
Foley
now
got
that
what he
we've
wanted.
gotten you your hat, are we ready to go?
Do you want a hat?
No, I do not want a hat. Who puts hats on cats?
We have a wonderful haberdashery at Haven, actually. If you are interested in finding yourself a hat.
Already got one.
Well, yes, but like you could have one that's specific for yourself.
I like yours.
I'm concerned that you have only just stolen all of your clothes and have nothing of your own.
I prefer borrowed long term.
I don't remember where I got this.
She has not taken it off yet.
No, this is my hat now.
We have established that this is your hat. Now, why don't we trot on so that we can get to move on?
Oh.
So going from here, we are not doing any diving. We have not set up what, and just completely as characters, we are friendly with Dorian. We would let folks from Dorian onto the submarine, absolutely. Would we be completely sharing the technology openly with Dorian? You know, like, do we show them how the silver engine works? Like, which I do not believe that we would, because these are just... We only met them this year. So my question is, are we taking the sub and are we using it to its full capacity? Or are we helping them modify their equipment to be able to get deeper? Like, is this a submission? Is this because right now we're going to Haven, in Outer Haven, which feels wild to me. But we can be there. It's like, are we using our little, like, we do have submersibles that are enough to fit one person. Not one person, but one party. And plus we can add. Like, so these four can go down in a
I woke up with a strange tattoo.
And then, like, so what is the plan? Basically, whose ride are we taking?
It's not my ride to ask for, so y'all are gonna have to decide.
At one point, didn't Foley have his own sub?
Yo, yeah, you do got that weird little fish sub. You guys crashed it and then stole it.
Well, we didn't crash it. We
You
found it.
dropped an anchor on it and waited for everybody inside to die.
We found it.
Uh-huh.
Just happened to find it full of corpses.
Found is found.
And you fixed the holes that you found in it?
Yeah.
And what depth is it capable of traveling at?
DM?
We are going quite deep.
This sub would the submersible that you guys stole from the four cat fisher. Fishers is the wrong word. The four submersible cat pirates from Hammerpaw that all had wonderful names and then just got murdered. That go ahead and you know what? We haven't seen you fixing it up on screen. So if we wanted to do that, if we wanted to like come to say this is Dorian's workshop and you all want to try to like make this better without giving away Lockstitch secrets. None of you are engineer. Well, you're a sound engineer. You're a weapons engineer. Vulpa engineers lies.
I technically have woodcrafting in my skill set. I'm sure that helps in this situation.
I would love to go underwater in a wooden submarine.
Not wood. Is it wood? I don't remember.
No, it was made out of scrap
Oh no,
metal
just
from
Vulpa
the-
saying it was. I am a carpenter.
I can make benches that shall be pretty comfortable.
Freaking, we're about to scrap metal submarine. This is good. Roll, I guess.
I mean, metal sinks. It'll be fine.
It's not about the sinking, it's about the keeping the air inside. The water, well, the liquid will crush the sides. I went a little Scottish there, or Irish or something.
That's fine. You worry too much. So what are we rolling?
Right, so here, let me get
Not-
the sub on the screen again now.
Not to
'cause-
forget, we don't know what we'll encounter down there. We probably need some form of a defense.
Oh, I'll put guns on it.
Oh yes, just seeing it makes me feel immediately safer.
If I remember, didn't the mouth have like a giant harpoon cannon or
It
something
sure
in it?
does.
Owl is so excited seeing that harpoon cannon.
Like the harpoon cannon had a huge wench attached to it, so it would just drag ships underwater. They were known throughout the Shapers regime as the Drowners. They would just shoot ships from below, pull them underwater, and like just bloodless killing. And then
No,
they would
this is the Titan 3, Rennick. The Titan 2 was the one that we took down to Phrygia.
But this ship, okay, I will tell you all, based on the last time we saw it, it has right now the positive tags of well armed, submersible, and they do work. It works very well at high depths or like low depths. The negative flaws are right now hull breach from the anchor.
I
we'd
loved
have to-
that song.
We have to get that fixed up. And it is. Well, it can handle the pressure perfectly fine if it is pretty fragile as well. So it has it's submersible, It can go down to great depths. It is armed, but it is also currently hull breach and then fragile. So if we want to add any other tags to this vehicle, make a roll. But the first tag the tag you have to get rid of is the hull breach. And before anybody rolls for it, everybody has to decide what they're doing, and then we roll for it. So, if Vulpa and Foley want to team up and work on the hull breach, that's fine. But we don't know if that team gets it done before you finish installing the cool thing you're trying to add on. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Alright. So what's everybody doing? Are we ignoring the hull breach?
Oh no, I think Foley's gonna work on the hull.
Question, first off, is it Leah or Leia?
Leia.
And is she here or
sorry, not Leia. Leah. It is Leah. Yeah.
Okay. Is she here?
Or
is she off doing her own thing?
She's probably off doing her own thing. She wasn't invited on this mission.
Okay, that's fair. Her being weapons, she could have maybe worked with Howl, but how good is Meghan at actually fixing her own boat?
That's up to you. Is Meghan a character that pays for other people to repair, or is Meghan like a get your hands dirty kind of girl, kind of gal?
I think that what she's able to do is the ship equivalent of first aid. In the field, get it fixed so that someone that's better at it can do it when we get back on land.
Okay, but are you just trying to fix it up? Are you helping Howl with his repairs?
I think that she can help, but she's more trained with dealing with patching type situations. So if we want this to be a long-term fix, someone's going to have to give her instructions. She can help, but yeah.
If I can tack onto that a little bit, Foley's philosophy from being in space and having his own old tanker and stuff was, we'll make it work until it stops working.
Oh, good.
So
they'll work well together.
Alright, so absolutely. Foley, I definitely think you get 2d20, and because, like you said, you've patched up your ship plenty of time, and we're not trying to make it a permanent fix. We are literally just patching, and that's what
it just has to work well enough.
Exactly, and Meghan said that's what she's good at. So in total, not just yet. You're gonna roll 2d20, and Megan's gonna roll 1d20, and we'll take the highest of all of those.
Gotcha.
All right, Vulpa and Howl, what are you two doing?
I'll probably do some weapon maintenance, just make sure everything's still working the way that it should be, and maybe spruce it up just a little bit. And if they need help with the breach in the hull, if I have time,
it's a skylight.
Yeah, it's a skylight. It's great for underwater.
It's about as useful as a screen door on a submarine.
Oh, we should install some of those.
Or a glass ceiling. Ooh.
Oh yeah, instead of a glass bottom boat, it's a glass ceiling submarine.
That's actually how the captain's room looks in the sub, by the way.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she's got thrice reinforced magic glass.
The captain's room's one of these eyes. It's this.
Ooh, fun.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh, that's cool.
She gets to bask in the sun. Or I guess Rupert does.
Could I try to do something weird? Speaking of magic reinforced stuff.
Yeah, sure. What you got?
So So my guns are powered, reinforced, whatever, by the spirit inside of me. Could I temporarily try to see if my homie will help me reinforce the sub?
Okay.
That's totally safe.
It'll be
It's
fine.
He's never done me wrong.
I would say I'll give you 2d20 for that. With the understanding that if this breaks bad, it could break weird.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We will be renaming the submersible the 50-50, as I think those are our odds.
What was the Lumiary's aura?
I'm pretty sure they're gonna do, if we do things with science, then we'll get a +5. Yeah. Luminaries +5 on all things that are counted as science.
Then again, yeah. Okay. So is the science?
Inventing something new, I feel like, is science. I don't think repairs are necessarily science.
Engineering is a type of science.
It is a type of science, but it's not. You know what? I'll let it rock. Vulpa, what was your plan here?
I think, seeing as they probably got the whole fixed up, Howl was pretty good with weapons. I think she's just gonna focus on the feng shui of this place.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Right.
interior redecorating. Making the flow from room to room easier for the crew, and
Safer internal
making like
maneuverability.
the interior just more advantageous for us, because she Meghan mentioned boarding as a potential hazard, so kind of just working on making it better.
Give us the home field advantage.
Knock out a few walls, add a few walls.
Put some red stuff on the north side of the house. Wait.
Put some crystals around. Those will help with navigation. No?
Yeah.
Probably. It'll help with morale at the very least.
Yeah, you know what? I will give you 2d12 for that as well. So
Hold on.
20.
Yeah.
You're
D12.
redecorating Foley's sub without talking to him?
You're busy with the hole.
So Howl gets 2, Vulpa gets 2, Foley gets 2, and Meghan gets 1.
I do have to clarify. You said D12s. Did you mean D12s?
D20s.
Or
I was looking at the last roll being 12, and that was like in my head.
All right, who wants to roll first?
I will.
Oh.
Okay. So far that's sitting at a tough choice.
Yay!
We do manage to patch it up just fine. So the hull breach, it's no more. We don't have a hull breach anymore. What is the step down from the flaw hull breach, Meghan? Oh shit! No, the +5s. Never mind. We do just clear that. We get to completely clear it because.
Oh yeah, because he got what?
Technically, it was 2 full successes. The failure is not even a worry, because it was going to be 1 success with a tough choice and a failure, so it was going to lower the quality, but that's not what actually happened. The +5 caused it all to go great.
Apparently we worked together beautifully. It's because you were playing music while we worked.
Of course. I was playing... What's the terrible song to work to?
Black Velvet.
I was gonna say Knights in White Satin.
We're a lot closer to each other right there than expected.
A little bit, yeah.
You guys were talking about red velvet cake at the earlier, and all I was hearing was that Black Velvet song. I was just like, Black Velvet, and that little boy's smile. I was like, this song's weird.
Who did Knights in White Satin? Was it White Lion? I need to look that up real quick.
This song is gross.
What, Knights in White Satin?
Not Knights in White Satin, like Black Velvet. I think she's.
Oh yeah.
I think there might be allusions to sex in this song.
No.
I don't think she's talking about praying, is what I'm saying here.
That's blasphemy.
I know, right?
Next thing you're gonna tell me is Mariana Cross isn't a church song.
I'm pretty sure it's a church song. Okay, alright, so. Absolutely. You two, the hull breach is taken care of. Add a positive tag to this vehicle. So we have submersible. We have low depth. We have armed. Or that's for the harpoon gun right now. You two managed to fix this up. You have some extra materials left over after the patch job. What do you use it for?
Do we want to go with sturdy or maneuverable? That's my thought.
Go with sturdy. Just because we don't know what we're going to encounter down there, so even if we are maneuverable, we might not be able to scramble away quite fast enough.
It's
So
true.
I'd say if we can take the hit.
He says that we're going to be attacking people with the actual ship itself.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that.
Speed.
Ramming speed.
What do you add to the ship? Like, what do you add to the submersible that makes it sturdy? And is it specifically, like, on the head that it's sturdy so you can ram into people?
It already has a mouth that opens up with a harpoon, right?
Yep.
So reinforce that?
We're
What do you
making a
think?
Dragonator.
Honestly, my brain is in two places. It's just like sharp pointy end or wow, this fish has big lips.
Turns out that harpoon guns double as bayonets.
I mean, if you drive fast enough, yeah, anything can be a bayonet. If you try hard and believe.
Alright, Howl, you want to give me your 2d20? And we'll see how
Sure.
you can interface your fucking spirit that aims your gun into the system. Okay, alright.
Oh.
Alright, this is... okay.
Do you want a +1 so you can have a tough choice, or do you just want it to stay as a veil?
Well, isn't it +5 still from... Or is that only for the first
Is
one?
this science?
Is this science, though?
I
Oh,
don't
this is
think it
magic,
is.
yeah. This is...
Or
I
do
mean,
you want
what's
like
science?
a reroll, or do you want to keep it as it is? I can do whichever.
We can keep it weird.
Alright.
Okay.
It's like, okay. You all... Howl, you do manage to install some more weapon modifications onto this. Maybe more. Maybe it's a bit more overkill than people were expecting. But yeah, Howl, everything's great. It all works. What kind of adjective will you add that's for the amount of weapons that you put on this? And what kind of weapons did you add?
We definitely reinforced the harpoon so it'll hit a little bit harder. Maybe if we went overboard, maybe there's some Gatling guns on the side. I installed kind of like a rotating turret, maybe on the bottom because that's funny.
Did you just put torpedo launchers on this thing?
Abso-fucking-lutely. A lot of them.
If we launch too many at the same time, I just imagine that we're gonna get like rocketed backwards.
Yeah, we'll go backwards. We hit
Or we
hard.
shoot them
That's how we
backwards and go
break.
forward faster for the
Yeah.
ramming speed to get, yeah.
Yeah. See, that's innovative thinking right there.
Okay, so we're gonna... Two things are gonna happen here. It is taking days for Howl to get these upgrades put on. It's like, the rest of you have been finished with your projects for a while. Actually, before I say that, Vulpa, can you roll me your 2d20 on... You're doing feng shui, so it'll just be hilarious to see how this works. Okay, alright. Worked just fine. What is the... Oh shit. Is feng shui... Are we gonna do that? Are we just gonna be mean to Rennick and make feng shui science?
Oh no.
Is
More of an
feng
art.
shui a science?
I mean,
It's more of an art.
he's doing it sort of like in a way that makes it so
It
we
is
can
marketing.
have advantage against attackers. So like, it's strategic. Yeah, but we talked through it. Feng shui. Jesus.
I think calling it magic is also rather generous, though.
That's
It's
fair.
more art deco.
It's more vibe than anything.
So absolutely, Vulpa, what is the vibe to this ship now? Like, it is called the 50-50. It's really sturdy, and apparently every time you walk outside the ship to go grab something to eat or go to the bathroom or anything, you just see Howl attaching another gun to it somehow.
I feel like the vibe is like of some kind of optimism. Like, it doesn't look good on the outside, but you got like the feeling when you're inside that, I'm like, okay, this will work probably.
One of the workers at the workshop just like pokes their head in. They're like, they're right, it is peaceful on the inside. And then you look at the outside and it's just all of these guns.
I give him crazy eyes.
Yeah, she spent like the entire extra time that Howl was working on the guns that just add more decorations around. So there's like, a nice lounge, there's like the captain's like observation deck is pretty good.
It still fucking kills me.
This is supposed to be a
Foley
very small
sub.
submersible, but like, I love the fact that it is. We didn't make it any bigger. It's just very nicely set up that it feels like everybody always has room.
We went with like an open concept kind of design,
You knocked the walls out of the submersible.
Not even
My
you.
God!
This is the equivalent of
do that
walking
to the
into someone's
bulkhead.
home and redecorating it.
I love the idea that Vulpa's just like, you know what? I like how you've got your steering set up here. If I could just make a couple of changes, just a couple of changes. And she pulls out the steering wheel and replaces it with a Logitech controller.
No, I like the idea of just not even bringing it up to Foley, just doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
So
she
when Foley
did
walks
kind of,
in-
like, I just got like a few ideas I'm gonna do real quick, and then just ran with it.
Like, Foley and Meghan, day one, fixed the hull. Then they came back, saw the fact that Howl was still working, so it just shrugged, and you guys like went and attached some reinforcements to the harpoon, and it's like, okay, that looks nice. You come back the next day expecting to leave, and Howl is attaching yet another gun, but all you're seeing every once in a while is Vulpa walk into this the sub with like arm rolls of wallpaper.
I feel like at some point Megan probably like pulled out a map and started like mapping out navigation stuff in preparation.
It's like, oh yeah, absolutely. So you now, days later, like the ships are finally ready to go. You guys are ready to like just get it launched into the water. Hey Foley, can you give me another 2d20?
Sure.
Oh, those are some solid 7s.
Yeah.
All right,
Lucky number 7?
your tough choice. Not tough choice, but the thing that makes this bad and good. It is a mixed success, is what I'm calling it. You do detect the spot, the energy signature that you were looking for before, but it's not here anymore. It has moved over here.
Interesting.
Well, we did say it was sporadic.
I have a theory. Whatever is causing this might be alive.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, but it's been moving very quickly if it is.
Could be massive. Could just be very fast. It could be a number of things that we won't know until we get there.
How fast do those whales travel?
I feel like that's something Meghan would know.
Yeah, Meghan should tell him.
Oh lord, I'm making this up? Jeez. I don't know boat speeds other than calling them knots.
They don't have to speak in boat speak. You could just be like vague, like can those creatures move at that speed? And like can they move at speed basically? You can just say fast.
Or if it's feasible that the time we spent working on the ship, it moved that far.
I don't particularly think so. It's a bit of a longer journey across here, and they tend to travel. They sort of have like a seasonal pattern, if that makes sense, where they'll travel in like fairly predictable patterns, and this doesn't quite match that.
Unless this one's a rebel, does its own choices, does its own thing.
I would only think that it might be unwell if it was leaving the usual paths that they take.
And in all fairness, whatever we're dealing with isn't exactly in the normal.
And of course, now that I'm thinking about it, whales don't quite travel as deep as we're thinking of here. They go pretty far down, but not quite. We're talking quite deep.
Yeah. Do you guys? Are we still heading to Haven, or are we changing course and heading to the other direction?
I say we follow the signal.
I figure if we waste more time, then it will simply move again, so we should probably follow it as we are now. Are you quite done with adding armaments to our vehicle, Howl?
Finally turned the sub into a gun. I am ready.
I was not aware that that was the goal, but well done, I suppose.
It wasn't the goal, and then I started working, and I got a little carried away.
Leah and you would really get along. You should meet up sometime. Have a little chat.
Drinks?
Oh, ugh, perhaps if you have bail money.
I am honestly picturing, and so You know how you got a periscope and a normal sub? When Howl calls for the periscope, what comes down is basically a giant trigger that he has to reach his arms around and pull back.
Absolutely. It's like that game in the arcades that like it's just sits over, it's a screen right in front of you, and it's just a trigger. I built that.
Does this only fire in one direction
No, it
and all at
spins.
once, or is it like multiple directions and you can fire them as you choose?
Straight line of fire. It spins. The rate of fire depends on how hard you pull the trigger.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What
And
was
you
our
did-
ammunition budget for this mission?
I make ammunition.
Yes, but what was you had to have gotten supplies from somewhere.
Yeah, it's
Worry
Lockstitch's
about it.
problem.
It's okay.
How did you turn this sub into a revolver?
Profile
Don't
on your
ask questions.
Kriegs problem.
This
How did
is
I
my
not notice?
masterpiece.
I don't know,
I feel
Foley,
like-
you missed a lot of things with it going on with your ship, I feel.
Apparently. Ugh. Some weird drugs here.
I feel like Megan is just like looking at the pay order going, oof, I'm glad I'm not with Lockstitch. This is quite the Yep,
did
you,
make sure
you
that the-
certainly bought supplies.
I made sure that the trigger mechanism that comes down matches the wallpaper, though.
Yeah, of course.
Sick.
As long as that matches.
Yeah, feng shui. I saw what was happening.
Yeah, you guys are like overtaken with a sense of optimism.
Feels good to be here. Nice and relaxing.
That's so funny. Like the idea of the thing that like one of the things that worked out best was no, just okay, we're just gonna be chill.
We're gonna be chill, we're gonna ram things. And we have potentially very dangerous weapons because that roll was suspect.
Someone went a little overboard. But I'm okay with that. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
Well said, Howl.
Alright, so we are everybody roll for how are you tracking this signal? This is hundreds of miles that you are having to travel. How are we tracking it? How we're
I would like to think that we are triangulating. We would follow it as one direction and then try another direction and then aim from there.
Makes sense to me.
I would be using my maps to figure it out. I would like to think that I'm good at navigating.
I thought we had crystals for that.
Some
The
of
feng
us
shui
have
crystals.
eyes.
The crystals are for vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think Foley's using the broadcasting equipment to just, help out with things like, okay, more this direction, that kind of thing.
Oh, Megan and Foley are getting along beautifully at this point.
Surprisingly well.
Unless we roll bad, in which case we got into a fight.
yeah, I would give you two both 2d20 for that. Go for it.
Oh!
Look at that.
And a 13.
So yeah, you pick up the signal immediately. There is something below you in the water. If right now the fastest we go is like doing a little bit half above, and then submersible mode is like slower, but submersible. Like you are all like at the top you have breached right now as you guys are searching out for. Like your triangulation, Megan, worked perfectly. Like exactly how we needed it to, and then Foley was able to pick it out exactly where where it is and at what depth it is. Given that, Foley and Meghan, what's it like? How deep is it down there, whatever it is? And what kind of signal are you getting? Like, the vibe thing is this, like what we were saying earlier, is this alive? Is it moving? What is it? What do you know about from your signals? And if you don't want to make things up, I can give you a direction, but feel free to make things up.
So, correct me if I'm remembering wrong. Isn't a lot of the seafloor like part of the device that, like the big metal device thing at the middle, or is that just there?
Those are underwater and above water, but they are not the sea floor. The sea floor goes significantly underneath them. There are sometimes you will see pillars that are holding these up, and they will be giant brass pillars. They're like, oh, here, let me move us here. So like at all of the intersections, you will see a giant pillar. But because like this one technically is higher than this one, but it's lower than this one.
Is it moving like on a track?
Those things are slowly spinning at almost all time.
I'm mostly asking because if there's a track that would be like a trench, it would be kind of fun if it was down in there.
Yeah, sure. We can go down a trench.
Yeah. And just for fun narrative sakes, we could say it's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Did I look up the name of that book? Maybe.
Interesting book. I read it in middle school.
Same, and I couldn't remember the name.
I just skipped it and read League of Extraordinary Gentlemen instead.
That's fair.
Maybe we'll run into Captain Nemo.
And the Pequod.
Bad
Wait,
news,
no,
everybody.
that's.
Oh
the
no,
different book.
leagues are a distance, not a depth. It's fucking Han Solo all over again.
What's it? Depth? Fathom. We'll say 20,000 fathoms. Yeah.
It's real fucking deep, y'all.
Yeah. Trench. And some shrimps.
Scramp.
You know, shrimps is bugs.
Shrimps is bugs.
Alright, everyone. You are above it. It is in this general area. I have a couple other maps, so for down here. So if you don't see what you're after, move. But yeah, so you see all of these little scrimp over here they're currently, they look like they're having a little party time, everybody. They're just doing a little shrimp dance, a scrimp dance.
Scramp.
Okay.
And they are just throwing all of
Throwing
this...
it back?
Yeah. They're throwing their ass in a circle.
Do shrimps have an ass?
Apparently
These ones do.
Yeah, right? But yeah, there is a powerful interference with the radio and a powerful that's the only signal we're actually going for, so that is what you guys have like noticed. This is causing a massive distortion.
I've never been this deep before. I would like to take notes on these creatures. I'm sure that Dorian would be fascinated.
Party scrimps.
Look at them go.
Go ahead and if you want to observe them, go ahead and I have to give you 2d20.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, with an 18, absolutely. So, how How would you describe these creatures?
Well, we're quite far underwater, so they would likely not. Well, that's an interesting thought. We are in a magical world, aren't we? Could they be glowing?
Yeah, they can be glowing.
Rainbows. Rainbow glowing. I want rainbows. Actual rave. Yeah, I think bioluminescent kind of rainbow looking shrimp and trying to. Do they live here or are they just passing through? I think that maybe they've been drawn in by whatever the heck signal is going off, and maybe they're from somewhere nearby but not necessarily here. Because we don't see, like, housing or where they, like, where a shrimp would live. I say housing.
So right now it does appear that they are digging into the sand. They are after something. And, like, whatever that is simultaneously seems like it is the interference, what is causing the interference, and it is what they are after.
Did anyone think to put some sort of a shoveling device on here? No, didn't think so.
I mean, the harpoon basically is a shovel. It just digs in a little bit and pulls it out.
I suppose we could use the mouth to, like, grab mouthfuls, but... And you said the reading is coming from there too. Does anything in that area stand out visually? Or do we have ways to scan it that, like, might indicate, like, size, shape? That might be more of a Foley.
We got a lot of police cars going on right now, so.
Wee woo.
My kitty cat muted my microphone. I was saying all kinds of fun things. But I was just, y'all were just ignoring me. All right.
That'll happen.
I think Foley would just have basic equipment just confirm the signals coming from underneath the sand, but as far as anything else goes, like a way to dig it up, not really. Short of someone going out there with a shovel.
Oh, did you guys bring scuba suits?
Nope.
Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't have thought to do it, and because unfortunately the last time that I saw your crew go very deep underwater, there were no suits involved. It was just a small submersible and a raccoon.
Well, I can create a clone. I don't think it needs to breathe. We might find out it does need to breathe, but
Clone's like,
What a
"Mother,
way to
why?"
find out.
I mean, either it does need to breathe, and then we have a problem, or it doesn't. And we don't have a problem.
The problem is its life is going to be a little bit shorter than expected, but...
There's also sending a clone out. It's rather fleshy. I would assume that the weight of the fluid would crush it. That the shrimp have the hardened exterior. That's why we reinforced the sub in the first place.
I feel like this fits the 50-50 aesthetic we got going on, though.
I'm sure there's something I can think of that is harder.
I have an idea. Foley will grab a mic off the wall, like his PA system, because this is Foley, he has that.
Are we about to play music underwater?
Yeah, I'm about to ask the shrimps what's going on. We're gonna find out two things: they comprehend language, and maybe what's going on.
Just yell out the freaking thing. Don't you know who I am?
All right, so just over the PA system, Foley will, excuse me, the little guys, what are you doing?
I don't think they're sentient enough to speak.
Undersea creatures could be different. We don't know.
But I do in this sense.
Ah,
They're basically brine shrimp.
giant brine shrimp.
As they are digging, I think some of them are going to attach themselves to the ship. Right now, it's not a huge thing, but they are being drawn by the by your speakers. Okay, this engine, because we didn't rebuild the engine, this is a Shaper special, uses mana batteries to power it. As the scrimp get close enough, it's not like a terrible thing. You guys get a quick brownout, and your batteries are having to work at an additional 5% output.
Nope, I think they liked that.
Do I shoot the scrimp?
They might be attracted to sound based off of that.
But that could mean if we dig out whatever's under there, it could be very loud or just very bad for us.
Well, whatever it is, it's quite powerful if it's interfering with all of our signals as much as it is.
That's true. I can't play the top 40 adult contemporary unless we deal with this.
Wait, how large are these shrimp?
I would say probably about the size of like a greyhound. Great Dane.
Can we lure them away and come back?
Don't want to hurt them. They're pretty cute. I like to party.
If we make enough noise and then turn off the noise and head back, they might follow us?
Do you happen to have something that we can constantly play music from and like leave somewhere?
We could jettison a speaker.
That
I can get more.
Yes, but will they continue to play music after being jettisoned?
I can rig something up. I think
That-
Foley has enough equipment laying around where they can rig something up.
That might be our best bet, honestly.
Yeah, we can give it a go. Ooh, we could launch it up torpedo tube. That'd be fun.
I think the sound of the torpedo tube might draw them towards us instead of the sound.
I mean,
Be us, or would it be where the impact is? Because that would be the vibration, or a bigger one, maybe.
Okay, we're gonna create a musical lure that we're gonna fire out of the fish's mouth. Then
I think so.
I believe that is exactly what has been described.
yeah, I fucking love it. Yeah, right. Tons of stuff like left behind. As you guys like, you have lots of leftover stuff that we saw already. Foley and Howl, what does this look like? And how does this function?
It's definitely going to be battery powered, I think. For the actual music or sound to play, it'll be not CDs, because that'll probably skip. Maybe we could vacuum seal the whole thing. That way, make it semi-water resistant. And some kind of like basic computer, something to run something the Winamp equivalent of this world,
Okay.
with some random techno just on loop.
Is it going to be Hull Breach?
Are we firing this thing in a direction? So it's going to be powered by mana batteries, like you were saying. Howl, are we looking for this to hit something and explode in one big noise? Or is this just like a autonomous thing that is just like getting things to go away from you?
I think you're just getting things to go away. Like picturing like firing in a direction for it to stick into a point that's far away from where we are with the sound that it's producing to draw them towards that. Like a constant vibration that they'd want to go see.
Okay, absolutely. All right.
I want to blow this up, but I don't know how big or bad it is yet.
All right, so yeah, Foley and Howl, can you guys roll me some 20-siders? Okay, so we have a tough choice. We have enough stuff on the sub to make this and fire it once. We don't have enough for a second one. So your tough choice is, does it last for a long time, or does it last for a long time but gets less of them, or does it get more of them right now but you have less time to explore this area because they will be coming back?
I hurt these things. So I say it moves all of them away with less time.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good at working under pressure. That works.
Because we're under pressure, because we're deep under what? Yeah.
Under pressure.
All right. So absolutely, you guys fire it off in the distance, and these scrimp all go after it pretty quickly.
Scrimp.
It's the power of Winamp, baby.
And
I'm
how
not so old that I'm the only person who knows what Winamp is it? Am I?
No, definitely understand the Winamp.
Okay.
Actually, I have to be back in just a second. Sorry.
I missed that thing. I missed that player. Gotcha.
Well, that worked quite well, but it does look to be the readings. It seems to be losing power quite rapidly. We might want to get a move on.
I mean, I'm not against it. I'm more sad I had to give up a speaker, but hey, it is what it is.
The question is, are we going to go about digging it, like, as we were saying, with the mouth, or did we have another method that we were going to try?
Well, the harpoon was meant to shoot out and pull back in. If we shoot it into the sand and then pull it back in, that would dig it out without us getting too close to it, because those scrimp killed our batteries for a second.
And what
Yes.
occurs if it's alive and bigger than us?
Or if it's explosive, or potentially it damages us because we hit it in some way.
I mean, there's the clone option.
There is still that option.
Just the clone out there
I
with
mean,
the shovel.
I can make a like crab-like creature or something that can dig and be somewhat protected from crushing this.
I vote crab because crabs are awesome.
I
I do
second
like
that.
a crab. You're making me hungry, though.
Well, yeah, that might be the first option. but we should probably consider backups in the inevitable event that something might go wrong.
I mean, if you all did want to, you can just fish, like, not fish, but you can search the area like a parrotfish does, or a clownfish, I think. Like,
Just mouth it.
yeah, you guys got the mouth. Like, it's sturdy. Like, you could just use the harpoon to shovel with. It's not like the easiest thing, but I would totally allow rolls for it.
The image of our sub mouthing the sand is too funny to not do.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
it seems correct. Like, so, like, one of us steers, one of us is controlling the mouth, one of us on lookout, and feng shui.
Someone keeping
We
the
all
vibes
feel
are chill.
so at peace.
Right? You guys are just like, yeah, this is like, okay, those guys are gonna be back. We are underwater in this, like, what looks like a scrapyard come to life. But you know what? It's pretty chill in here. Like, it's got ambiance.
It
So,
just be some
I'll-
chill beats the fish.
No beats to dig to.
Yeah.
I'll steer. Who wants to mouth?
Foley will mouth.
I'll be on lookout.
Yeah.
I'll be on
Okay.
feng shui.
Take care of the vibes, Vulpa. Vulpa pulls out one of those, like, Japanese, like, long, not guitars, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Shamisen? Or who?
They're the really cool things. You saw them in, like, what was it, Hero? with-
Shamisen.
Was that
Shamisen.
Shamisen? Those things, exactly those. And, like,
Vulpa's here to keep us from panicking.
yeah, just like playing the music. It's the guy. So, or it's even worse if she pulls out like a real harp, like a full-on just harp.
Just starts playing classical Greek for just no reason.
Like one of those harps that just like has the pointless like naked woman on the front of it.
It's not pointless. It's style.
I'm so
Aesthetics.
sorry.
How do people know it's cool if you don't put a naked woman on it?
Yeah.
You're right. We should have put a
All
naked
of the
woman
coolest
on our
things in the
ship.
world have had naked women on them.
We should have
It's
put a
all of
naked
them.
woman on our ship. We're gonna die because we
Yeah,
didn't.
actually, come to think of
Hey,
it,
you're messing the
one
vibes up.
thing We forgot to put flame decals on the ship, so we're
Well-
faster.
Flame decals.
If we did the maneuverability, that was my exact thought.
Alright, so yeah, I don't like. Can enough go wrong that it's worth making a roll here? Or
Are
we
you
find
kidding?
she'll succeed?
I mean, we have a very, very delicate job that we're doing.
You're right. All right.
We're carefully maneuvering a ship into a wall.
To do something it's not meant to do.
Hey, Foley and Meghan and Vulpa, can you each give me 1d20? Because I do think you are all the best person for the job that you're doing right now, but none of you have trained for the job you're doing right now. Except
anyone's
Vulpa.
trained for
Vulpa,
this.
you can give me 2d12 and 2d20 because you are definitely chill enough.
Oh, I'm not
Nice. I
prepared.
do like that. Do love that too. All right, all right.
Oh, this is a disaster.
No,
Oh.
vibes carried it.
Vibes got us.
You're like, oh no, it's a disaster. No, it's good.
We're chill.
I can raise that.
You are. What is going so wrong, Zeke and Foley and Meghan? What is going terrible?
Okay, I think for Foley's end, because of all the feng shui that was done, the controls for the mouth have been inverted.
Oh no,
It
he's
made
got
way more
inverted
sense to
y-axis
be like
controls.
y-axis invert. Why would you not invert the y-axis?
It
Honest-
makes no sense. Up should be up.
The funny thing is, for like a flight control, it does or like a
Oh, it
ship
makes sense
control
for
like this,
that.
it actually makes sense.
So
I-
yeah, I think because of that, Foley is just not picking up any dirt.
I feel like the controls, because the power went a little wonky for a second, they're less reactive than they should be. And so I'm just like struggling with them.
We're just constantly ramming the sand and not actually moving anything.
I'm
just
really glad
picturing
we
the
made this
face
durable.
moving stand.
And Vulpa's over there like, no, breathe, slow down, it's okay.
Just headbutting a wall.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing.
And you just like the fun thing is it never gets better. It's not that either one of you two learn how to use the controls. It's just like we succeed without anybody panicking because Vulpa's just like, don't worry, look how nice it is in here.
Literally
we're not
ran her
gonna-
head against the wall until it worked.
We'll get there when we get there.
Look, there's less sand than there was before.
Inverted controls make no sense.
So the sand does just brush away, and you see. Oop, wrong one. This is the one I was trying to do, but
Ah.
Oh, lovely. Their lips to match our lips.
And this creature has been like completely covered in the sand, and as it
Out of character. Oh, there's where that one went.
you actually see it more like this, like it is climbs out of out of the pipe and just keeps like expanding itself and expanding itself and expanding itself.
Oh, hells.
Is that thing getting bigger or are we getting closer?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Foley, oh, you guys, if you want to learn information about it, if you guys want to ask questions about it, make your rolls and tell me how you were looking at it, how you are detecting it, like what kind of things you are looking for.
Well, we know of lippy crabs. This one is just quite large.
I don't think Foley's ever seen a lippy crab.
They're terrible things.
Monstrous.
Can't look at
They're
it.
also quite infectious, so be careful.
I'm sorry, did you say infectious?
Yes. They've got some sort of a corruptive venom, I believe.
I didn't mean to do that. Oh, my first good roll.
What is... Did it just come out of that pipe?
The area will be filling with... No, it won't be. Never mind.
It's filling with nothing, actually.
It's just water. Or, well,
The
magic.
pipes appear... There's a huge just rift in the pipe that it did climb out of, like an octopus climbing out of something much... What seems like way too small for it. But there is no geyser of any kind. There is no like leaking the orange magic that we've seen.
I wouldn't be familiar with these tunnels or pipes, or would I?
Go ahead and roll me a 20-sider.
Cool. I don't know shite.
Not a clue.
Didn't even know this were down here.
Could Foley determine whether or not this is the thing we're looking for? Like, actually?
Oh yeah, like trying to scan for it to see if it's doing the interference. Go ahead and roll me 2d20.
I mean, I already rolled a 17.
Yeah, but that was a 17 with no weight to it. There was no risk
Yeah.
to it.
Let's see.
Dice know better when it matters. But see, 18.
See, 18.
All right. All right.
Knew better.
So all along this thing's ancient shell, you see wreckage from ancient ships. You see things that look like old style in like our world. Telephone towers that would be on aircraft carriers. And this thing is blocking radio signals and misinterpreting other signals all around the area. You guys cannot trust your gauges in this location. It's making magic feel really weird. It is like a disruptive field for everybody. Like even your inner ears are a bit off being here. It will attack your direction, your sense of directions. Like that is how if this becomes a fight, it will work.
It's throwing off the feng shui. We need to stop it.
You know what? It was, and then now you guys are like, wait, no, don't worry. It looks at you all, its eyes pulse out, and for a moment you all get a sense of vertigo, but then you look around and remember, no. Up is up. You can tell because the gradient in the wallpaper goes in this direction. It's just so soothing.
It's
Who
so
knew that
natural.
feng shuiing the fucking sub was the way to win the fight?
All right, so I have a proposition to make for how to deal with this. Everyone needs to be on board.
Okay. Physically or hypothetically?
Hypothetically, for this to work, we just lure this thing to another side and make it someone else's problem.
Like, of
I-
the world.
Yeah,
This is not native to here. I believe someone's done that to us already.
yeah. So we just move it to someone else's problem.
And what's stopping it from coming back here?
We'll burn that bridge when we get there.
I got a second idea. She just heads down to the like under mounted gun that.
Why
Howl
do
put
we
down.
have so many weapons if we're not going to fight this thing?
I want to shoot this thing so bad, but I'll listen to your idea.
I mean, that was my idea to make it someone else's problem.
I am a bit concerned about this pipe. I wasn't aware that there were pipes down here, but it certainly got big very quickly. We should probably stop it from getting bigger.
I'm gonna slowly pull down my turret controls.
I mean, this is a democracy, so we can vote on it.
Ah, yes, I recall. You said you'd only been in one fight and you talked your way out of it. I remember now.
Yeah, so
I don't
This
think
thing-
we're talking our way out of this one.
I mean, you jettisoned my speaker, so I can't exactly talk to it.
I thought you said you had more than one.
I said I can find another one.
Ah.
On board one.
So, make this thing someone else's problem. All four, say aye.
I think that we should deal with it now, especially since the shrimp will be coming back soon and we don't know how they'll react to it.
Well, that's one aye. I also agree. Aye. That's 2 votes for making someone else's problem.
I think Vulpa's already trying to just get into the gun position.
I mean, I'm not
I'm
stopping
currently
him.
lining up a shot.
Yeah, like the both of
As
us
we're-
are just like getting ready to shoot.
As we're
As
voting.
we're arguing, Megan is just like trying to line the ship up despite the controls being a little wonky.
She's like, no, that's a Logitech controller. It's just as good as the one that came with the console.
The stick drift is wild.
Remember, up is down.
It's like, you remember, pull up, push down.
I mean, if y'all are firing on it, now would be the time.
Yeah.
All right, you may fire when ready.
Get 1d20 from every one from Meghan, one from Vulpa, one from Howl.
Oh, we're going very well.
Oh man, pull up.
You know,
Wait,
maybe you might
that's
make.
two. Oops. Okay, the 11 was the first one.
You know, maybe you might make this someone else's problem. This is such a bad thing.
Okay.
I
Maybe
was
it's not so
distracted by
crazy now.
arguing
Just
with
for
you. That's what
confirmation,
happened.
the one was the harpoon, right?
No, the one was the steering.
The one was the steering. That is
I
now.
was too busy arguing with Foley because we gotten on so well that like when we finally got into a fight.
Yeah, I want to deal with it. Foley wants to hide under a pile of coats and wait for it to go away.
Well, if you weren't such a bloody baby.
I mean, we don't have to deal with it. We can let someone else deal with it.
It's right there. We might as well deal with it now before it gets lost in the ether.
Let it get lost in the ether.
For someone else to get harmed by it. What are
All of a
you?
sudden, the pincers just clamp down on the ship.
Oh,
It's like-
shite.
The whole thing just gets lurched, and it's coming closer to its mouth. Howl just firing his guns, just not getting anywhere. Like, it's not paying any attention to it. It's just like looks at it, looks inside the looks inside the eye of the fish to like look at all of you. The whole room glowing like somebody just like shined a red spotlight through the window. And then, Vulpa, your gun distracts it long enough that it does not eat you this turn.
Oh.
I told you, we got this. Just focus. That's all you gotta do.
Well, if he'd
Oh.
stop trying to run away.
I can't anymore. It's too
I
late
just
for
had
that.
an idea. We had talked about earlier that if I fire all of the torpedoes at the same time, there's a high chance we go backwards.
This is true.
That could
We'll
get
call
us
that
out
the
of the
scram
claw.
jets. Let's do it.
Now,
I'm gonna smash that button.
I was gonna warn you.
Yo,
we're
smash
currently-
that torpedo
we're currently
button.
stuck in its claw. That will just rip us in half.
Be careful, you don't. Yes, we
Oh, I'm hitting
reinforced
that
the
fucking
front.
button.
Yeah, fucking give me 2d20.
Activate scram
emergency
jets.
fire all jets.
Alright. Tough choice. Okay.
I could not be happier that I'm still rolling mediocre. This is perfect.
Okay, so we are trying to fire enough torpedoes to get you to be pushed backwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could have fired them so we could have been launched forward to ram, but no.
So, as you are blasting backwards, your tough choice, Howl, is do we lose all except for the harpoon gun? As like it's like you guys have to like scrape yourselves out of this. So the only like weapons on the ship left are the things in your pockets and your abilities and the harpoon gun that came stock. Or did we lose the nice like little like balcony over the the deck that Vulpa spent so much time installing. And it's just like that's really gonna kill the vibe of the ship.
And the vibe is keeping us alive.
I was just say, I don't even think that's a tough choice. The vibe has been keeping us alive. So as we go backwards and I see all the guns falling off, I'll just give a salute and move forward.
Absolutely. All right. So you are out of its grasp now. The ship is a little worse for wear. You're not taking on water or anything like that. And you still all feel quite confident that this is going well.
I mean, clearly, we just
should
lost
be
a whole
upset.
bunch of excess weight. Like, we can now maneuver better.
Scram
I
jets.
should be upset about watching these guns just fall into the depths, but the vibes are so good, I'm okay.
It was a part of the plan.
It's like when you dump trash as a distraction.
See, we're in the arc now where we drop the training weights, and now we're just better.
Yeah.
That's right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was a lot of explosives that are currently now floating around our friend. Could we set them off from a distance? Anyone have some ranged weaponry that's not attached to the ship?
I do.
Is it a clone?
Man, I got a rifle.
No.
I
I'll summon my sniper rifle.
Oh, he also got a rifle. We got a lot of rifles.
in theory, if I remember correctly, could just pull a gun out of my pocket. Don't I have like a weird coat?
Yeah, for sure.
Just pull out. So we all just pull out fucking rifles.
How
Which is
how are you gonna
right.
shoot that?
This is my favorite part. This was my favorite question right here. Like,
We're inside a sub. How are you gonna shoot?
So
That's
when
what the
I
balcony
shoot
is for.
bullets, they are teleporting ones. So when I fire, it doesn't fire from the gun. A mini portal opens up near my target, and that's where it fires from.
Perfect.
Hell yeah. So blow up the explosives?
I'm so down for this.
yeah, me too. Absolutely.
And if y'all had thought ahead to install like windows like the are on the HTML, is it still called the Wonderpuss? The submarine that has like the windows that you can just reach out.
Oh, there's no way that they installed those.
Oh no, that's like
Not-
top
not a chance
secret
in hell.
technology.
You
This is
thought
a
we
stolen
planned
pub.
that much? That's crazy.
Even though the guns are gone, if I pull the turret down, can I still see outside? Or is that gone?
Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't it? Like that, I'm fine with that. We
That
still
way
got a
you can
periscope.
aim.
So I guess I'll take a seat in the chair, because there's definitely a spinning chair.
Why
I pull the
wouldn't it?
turret
yes,
down,
it does
It's
all
great for
that.
the vibes.
and I aim my gun essentially at the front of the sub. And I'm gonna try to line up a shot. I will use, because I've been doing bad, my third eye ability, so I can lock onto the explosives and I won't miss them.
Okay, absolutely. So, what is the end game here? Like, what is the goal? Is it just a bunch of damage? Are we trying to kill this thing right off? Are we trying to scare it away?
I think we're hoping to kill it. That was a lot
Want to
of
see this thing explode.
But also, just Meghan to Howl. How far away are you able to shoot? Like, what range am I able to go to? I'd rather not be too close if we can help it.
That's actually a good question. With my scope eye, how far away can I be?
I mean, this thing is durable, though. I think we'll be all right.
It's a 50-50. I'm here
That-
for it.
So if you guys want to try to get some space between you and it, then it is going to get another attack roll as you try to get that space. If you take the risk right now, then yeah.
Let's live up to the namesake.
Well,
Okay.
everything's fine. We have feng shui.
I'll take one last look at the wallpaper to calm down, and
I
then I'll
mean, we reinforced the front of the ship for no reason, right?
Yeah, exactly. We'll be
We have,
fine.
we have the power of God and feng shui on our side.
It's why we didn't armor the back, because we don't run away.
That's right.
Face our problems head on. Give me 2d20. Okay, an 11, barely. The vibes got us there, barely.
It was that last glance at the wallpaper that did it.
Absolutely. Production value.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Corey.
Awesome.
And like as it just like gets ravaged, like you see the shell exploding into pieces, and it looks like ancient like Foley, it looks like there's a ship that goes flying by that's very reminiscent of your technology level that you would be more familiar with. Almost like, what if an oil rig style? Some of those are not Echo created vessels. Some of those ships that were on its shell were things we haven't seen here very often.
Meanwhile, Megan's just like, brace for impact!
Foley wants to salvage the biggest piece of equipment he can find from this thing, from this explosion.
Let me do this real quick. I think this is what we're going to find.
Even if it's just harpooning it and dragging it, you can fix it later.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Give me a 220 sided to see if you can harpoon a piece of equipment as it's going by. The vibes are here as this place is exploding around us. 12 is perfectly good for it.
What you get?
I think you see a large. What is a here? Yeah, I can actually do this then. You all managed to harpoon a piece of shell that has a very rusted, very just absolutely destroyed, old for us. Like style ship. It seems like it was a trading ship. It has the interference is gone, by the way. It is like you blew up enough of those tower pieces that the radio interference is not coming through anymore. That was what was happening there. This creature was using the pipes and coming through with its own radio resonance that was causing some real issues. But instead of us discovering that or turning that off, we just blew him up.
Well, I don't know anything about magic.
It wasn't magic, it was radio signals.
I don't know anything about radio signals.
Also fair.
Basically magic.
Yeah, basically. I mean, science is really just magic.
I would like to study the remnants, though, and also we probably should report the giant hole in whatever pipe this is. Potentially to repair it. I'm not sure what it is, but
mean-
you know.
What's in the pipe?
Nothing
Oh,
that
yeah,
I
absolutely.
can see.
Let's just. Yeah,
How big is the pipe?
pretty decent size. Like you could get the sub into it if you wanted.
That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
We're gonna magic school bus this.
Yo, let's go.
I would like to go in and then see if there's like a flow going in any direction, and if like there is, I'd like to go upstream to find the source. Unless y'all think we should go downstream to see where it's going.
I mean, there's
This
nothing
door
stopping us
sounds
from
interesting.
There's nothing stopping us from what?
just turning around once we get to one side.
This is true.
This is true.
Is it wide enough for us to turn around?
I mean,
It'll
if
be
it exits,
like that one GIF where the person is like trying to get the golf cart in the like tiny hallway. Or the Ever Given.
I don't know that one.
yeah, me neither.
The ship, the USS Ever Given, it had like the evergreen on the side. It got stuck in. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Caused a bunch of shipping problems.
So upstream first.
Let's see who's sending in these crabs down
I
the
guess
way.
we need to see if there's like a stream to follow before we decide that.
So yeah, go ahead and everybody give me like little scientific roles. Like, how are you guys researching this stuff?
You said it's like magic flowing through here, right?
I think he said there was nothing, but we like. I would assume that even if there's no magic, there would still be a flow of
Something.
something. Yeah.
Could even be raw sewage. I don't know.
That's what a pipe is for, is the flow.
So
Could be a series of cables.
I
It
figure
could
that
be the
Meghan.
internet.
I figure that Meghan is probably using whatever inbuilt like current tracking systems might be in this.
Foley's just sort of looking.
Yeah, I don't know if like this sub is made of scrap metal by people that used to live in Hammerpaw. It is held together with spit and duct tape
And dreams.
and dreams. Like, and then you guys reinforced it. I don't think it has a bunch of
I am going to track it based off of the amount of dust that's been kicked in the air versus like which
no.
direction it's going down in the pipe.
Yeah, that's all absolutely fine. I was just letting you know for the future, like, and let everybody know this is not like a technically advanced thing. It is, you are in a metal barrel with guns on it that used to have guns on it.
But the vibes are great.
But the vibes are
Oh,
great.
good.
But yeah, so with those successful rolls, so you go down one way so far, and the water is not flowing at all. It is completely at rest in here. The only movement in these tunnels appears to be you. Howl, there is residual magic on the walls, almost as if these pipes had been in contact with magic and became like magnetized.
Interesting.
Magnetized?
That doesn't
We'll
work.
workshop it.
Could I ask my passenger if he knows anything about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just like, yeah, where's pipes? Looks like they got these ones turned off though. It's like nothing's really moving down here. Hasn't been moving for a while. We turned on the moon though.
What does the moon have to do with this, and what's supposed to be flowing through here?
Well, it's the weir, of course. So, like the balance of the echo. It's just like I knew a guy a while ago. He said that the weir is like the heart of the echo.
Okay.
Necessary to just keep everything going. Magic evenly spread throughout the echo. Sides that are more magical get their fair ratios. It's about the ratios, you understand.
We're all just sitting here watching Howl talk to himself.
Yes, for sure.
He's doing a good job at it.
So you're telling me that the where ran through here and the ratios are fucked up? Or
Oh.
non-existent right now?
Non-existent right now. And he's like, looks around, like through your eyes. You guys, I think, if you look at Howl's eyes, one of his pupils is a reticle, but the reticle is moving independently from his eye. So if he looks one direction, you expect his iris and everything to go with it. It doesn't.
It's fucking awesome.
It's somebody else looking through that.
That has gotta feel so weird.
This is normal.
Is he okay?
I'm
No,
sure
are
you'd
you
say
okay?
something.
Oh, we're golden. I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, he's okay.
Did he just say we?
Yeah? The collective we.
No, I mean, we use we sometimes.
Yeah.
You come across pretty not quickly, but as you go a ways down it, you must be near the edge of the celestial sea. How far that you've gone. So
Which
if
edge?
you
Ah,
y'all were over here. Now you've gone so far that you're right about at the edge of Chimerical. And with that happening, you just meet a wall. Just a brass wall.
metal?
Yep, brass.
What in the blazes is that?
Well, it looks like a wall.
Well, I got it that much.
For sure, a wall.
Can we see the top of the wall?
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like what if a circular drop door? You understand? Like this came down from the ceiling. It's like and is placed here.
I am
It
quite-
matches the material of the pipes, but Howl, it doesn't have the same amount of magic. This stuff wasn't in contact with magic, and this one wasn't in contact with magic as long.
Oh, so the wall's newer than the pipes.
Are they trying to cut us off?
From what though?
And who?
Well, something was
newer, but not like it just happened.
right. So something was flowing through here,
That
and
was,
potentially
like,
this
we talking,
door is what shut that flow off.
We talking thousands of years versus multiple thousands of years. Like one is like millennia old, and then the other one is thousands.
Oh.
Or
That's gonna be some rolls. That's gonna
okay,
be some carbon dating stuff.
okay. I mean, I like history. That's part of
But-
my theme.
Absolutely. And now my fun question is, how you doing it?
That is an excellent question.
Could I ask my buddy again?
Like just like scraping some off of it.
We did decide that we don't have suits. That's what we decided on.
We did decide that.
Mhm. We do have a clone that we could send out, though.
As a
We
crab.
do have a harpoon that might be able to take a chip off of it.
A little scratchy scratch.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to, real quick, just so that nobody's upset. I did make these.
Oh, they even have the.
Look at the little fucking heads in there.
That's amazing.
I'm not saying that we needed to use suits. I just kind of assumed we might.
It would make
You
sense
were
for us
right.
to use suits, but again, the
I'm
last
more
time
upset knowing these exist. It's so good.
the last time Meghan saw someone go real deep underwater, they didn't take suits.
We just didn't think that far ahead.
I mean, suits just weren't in the feng shui budget. You know?
I'm
That-
not.
That
I'm
would
not.
be the
Didn't
funniest
match.
reason. That's
I'm
the
not-
best reason. They were all hung up on hooks, and Vulpa's just like, no.
No.
No, these don't fit the vibe at all.
Like,
So
I love that the most peaceful place on the Echo right now is the interior of this fucking sub.
I mean, we can. Vulpa can send a crab out, and we can potentially use the fucking harpoon.
Who knows? The harpoon just might punch a hole in this thing.
I mean, is it just like a valve?
Is
Do we
there
just
a
have to
valve?
like turn something?
Oh yeah,
Do we want to be turning a valve when we know there's a giant hole behind us that could start leaking? Not to mention it would probably knock us ass over tea kettle.
I mean, you can patch it up. We still have leftover materials, don't we?
We used some of those to make Foley's radio waterproof, but I mean...
Did. I missed that thing.
Oh, yeah. We
I
could
am
just like
perfectly fine. Like, I am more than fine with you guys having like materials on this thing. So the thing that makes sense, like in like the real world idea of this, would be the outside there is a valve, but you guys are already inside. I think you guys can see a little platform. It's all underwater now, and it has like a doorway inside of it for like you can. This was person made. This was intentionally made. It is. You can see that you are at the cutoff between Chimerical and the Celestial Sea. You are there. This line is that. This drop point is exactly on that line based on your maps, Meghan.
Does make me wonder if this is the only one of these. This is quite well made from the looks of it. You can even see the doorway to the side that someone had to service it.
So
Okay,
this is
here's
like
a thought.
I was gonna say this is the hollow tunnel. Like there's another room behind this room that would be dry, but you would flood it with water if you opened it.
no, I mean, surely it drains, right? I mean, you would just have a room open to ocean and you don't have a drain, right?
That makes sense.
Like some sort of a man trap type situation.
I was thinking that's what the crab's crack like got rid of. Like yeah, crab's crack.
No, my thought
mean-
is if we open it, someone's gonna have to eventually come and close it.
I mean, why does it need to be closed? It seems kind of like it's breaking something, but it's closed.
I mean, it seems quite solidly in place. It's not what broke. The part that broke is... Did it look like the crab broke the pipe, or was the pipe hole just like there already? I know we're like all the way down here, but like...
We can say you go back then. Go ahead and give me rolls.
Okay.
Do we have the space to turn around?
So, yeah, like, the hole, does it look like it was crab made, or like it happened because something ruptured, or...
I think that that was not a rupture. It looks like it was cut through by crab.
Okay, so it was...
And nothing came out when it happened. This water seems to be the first thing in this tunnel or pipe in eons.
So that door is stopping the flow of the wear. So if we remove that, we could get it going again, potentially.
So that would fix things.
It would rebalance the ratios of magic in the world.
As a thought, would it
A reticle
not-
becomes a thumbs up inside Howl's eye.
as a thought though, would it not be best to repair the pipe and then potentially come in like through the correct means as opposed to just going through the hole and swimming up the pipe?
Is it that big of a deal if some magic leaks out of the pipe?
I should
I mean,
say
it
so.
currently
You did.
has nothing, right? So
Yes, and we would be going from nothing to quite a bit, I would assume.
Want to know is why'd they stop the flow of magic to begin with?
My concern is that you said this tunnel is meant to be spreading the magic evenly, and if it starts just leaking willy-nilly, then
Things
I
could
feel-
get weird. That's right.
yes.
Who is Willie and what do you want with his Nilly?
It's a turn of phrase.
No.
I don't think it would be necessarily bad to open the gate, but it is. I would prefer that we do it without just releasing everything everywhere, especially since we would be inside of the pipe when we did it.
okay, so what if we leave the pipe, try and do what we can to repair it now, then go, above the pipe and open it up?
I think that's the plan.
That does sound like the ideal.
Let's do it.
How do we fix the pipe, though? As we do recall, we can't get out of our ship.
Can we teach a crab to weld?
I'm controlling the crap. I know how to weld. Surely.
Perfect. Crab weld.
Mm-hmm. Y'all heard about TIG welding? Crab welding.
Also, I want to see a crab with a little welding mask on. I think it'd be adorable.
Mika frantically working in the background.
So,
What?
plan is fix the hole and then try and figure
And then
out a way
open
to get
shit
it
up.
open.
Yeah, so what's the plan? Like,
We have scrap. We have a crab.
We have someone who can weld, who can control a crab.
I mean, can weld is is a stretch of the word. Yes.
Good enough.
we have a professional welder.
Yeah, we do. We definitely have a professional welder on board.
She is working from inside of the calmest place. There's no way she can.
Yeah,
mess
there's
up.
no
Yeah.
possible errors here. I mean, welding's not that hard of a job.
No, you can teach him how to do it in what, like 20 minutes?
I feel like I'm getting a lot of like takes on welding that
All of
wasn't
them are
prepared for.
wrong.
it's like I'm assuming that like somebody in your life has like judged you for welding. It's like, oh, it's an easy job. I'm pretty sure that must have happened at some point based on the vehemence you're talking about this with.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to make some motors in the chat, mad, if there's any.
That's a welding device. For sure.
Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, since you can make a clone, you could just like make a clone of Crabbert, so it makes sense. And give him a giant welder instead of a knife.
I wasn't expecting this.
Like, this is not possibly going to go wrong. The feng shui has not failed us yet.
No.
Not a chance in hell. Like, just get to welding, I guess.
So just one d20.
I would say 2. I'd definitely give you 2.
Those are some solid 9s.
Yep. But if you add them together, it equals 18. That works, right?
Okay. Two tough choices.
We didn't actually have Crabbert with us midnight. This is a mimicry of Crabbert, unless Crabbert is all mimics of him, which is an interesting thought.
All right. So, all right. The scrimp come back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, you see them coming. Vulpa, you are trying to get... Yeah, that's just it. You see them coming. You are about halfway through.
Living on a prayer.
No, I mean it's fine. They won't make it before it's finished.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, yeah. Give me 1d20.
There it is. The feng shui saved you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, for sure. You made it.
The vibes again.
Vibes.
It's fine. Like, why am I worried? Like, it's obviously they're too far away. It's
Be done good enough.
I thought we were gonna spend more time on this little crab guy.
I love him.
Good. Look at that.
welding works underwater, right?
There
Like,
is a specialized form of welding known as underwater welding.
And that
Yes,
crab
there
knows
is.
it. So yeah, you guys get some like scrap going on there, and he's just like, like the shrimp start coming back at it. And what did you guys do to just? No, Vulpa, you were just fast enough because you did it. Like, no, I'm gonna get there, and then you guys finish it up, and it's like perfectly sealed. And some of the shrimp are like walking up and down on these pipes, and you see that the shrimp are not chewing on the pipes or anything. You see they are like huddling around it. They're like kind of like being lazy. This is how I'm feeling. Like they put all their legs and like kind of like relax around the pipe, and they're just taking in the heat like a bunch of cats stacked up on a satellite dish.
They doing a sploot.
It's like, is a sploot what you would call it when they just kind of like bellies over it? It's like,
Yep, yeah, doing a sploot. Flop the legs out behind him.
This
flat.
is the shrimp version of Sloop.
I thought it was going to be like they were loafing.
They're pretty relaxed.
they're hanging on here like socks on a radiator.
What?
You know, socks on a radiator.
I don't.
Sometimes your socks get wet, and then like you don't want to go anywhere with wet socks, so you hang them over the radiator.
In your car?
No,
Like a radiator in a
In-
like a house radiator or an apartment radiator.
I
Like,
live
Yeah,
in
like
State
an
New
old
York-
metal one.
like metal, yeah, like a metal radiator.
The
I
ones
live
that
in
would like
South
burn
Texas.
the shit out
We
of
don't
you if
have
you touched
those.
them.
It's called outside.
Yeah.
You
Need a
never burnt
radiator,
yourself on a
open the
radiator?
window.
No. I know not to touch a radiator after you've been running the car.
I once grabbed the exhaust of a like riding lawnmower, like barehanded, like with all my weight, and went to lean against it, and
That's
it burnt my
gross.
hand so bad. I was so angry. But anyway, these scrimps are just hanging out. They like Vulpa, because like your outstanding vibes roll, it does just feel like they like being near the leftover magic that's on this thing.
Oh, they're going to love it when we turn it back on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna have a great time.
I'm about to crank this up to 11.
The rave is going to be wild.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guess what? That's the plan. We're going to turn this thing back on. All right. Hey, you guys just driving back. What can I give you guys, like information wise? And so you all get out. So that gets sealed up. You find the docking bay, and it's got to be weird. Like, it's ancient. It is a technology that you guys don't fully understand.
Does Foley recognize anything?
Not absolutely not, though, Foley.
Okay.
You're from a world that where technology is the better is the way that we did things. A little bit of magic, sure, because like it's a little weird, and like once the word tree stuff started working for you, like you made that work. This is
Would Megan recognize it from anything that she's seen around? Not the pipe, but the technology. We know Megan ain't seen that pipe before in their life.
Yeah.
you'd be able to make enough sense of it that like you would see that's a door, but we have to make a seal. But luckily,
We have giant kissy lips.
we have giant kissy lips. And we've already said that you guys know how to make that mouth work.
Yeah.
What that mouth do, though?
It's the vibes.
I was just
but
thinking.
Alright, so you all suction yourself onto this pipe. And yeah, you guys get out into a incredibly old like dam control room that I do not have a map for, so we're gonna have to mind's eye this one. Give me a second.
Whenever I think of dam controls, my brain just automatically goes to the one in Resident Evil 7. No, 8.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My mind went to the expletive.
Damn.
These damn controls.
Alright, so you're in there now.
Like swimwear.
I don't want my swimwear going places.
That's fair.
So this is crazy older of materials. Like it is written in it is written in a language you all literally cannot decipher.
Is this the language that I fucked up and rolled a -2 on?
We are unable to ever figure out what this language actually says.
Sorry.
Would my passenger have any ideas?
Give me a 20-sider. Let's see if
The real question is, will
Oh,
this
is he
roll
gonna
be
have to
above an
take a
11?
-3 as well?
Yeah.
Hey!
15's not bad.
Yeah.
I gotta refresh this because that die looked like it like slowly walked across my screen. It was so laggy.
Just taking a stroll.
So, Howl looks around the room with an eye that isn't his, and he's just like, I was never. This wasn't my line of things to do. And she's like, this is interesting though. Like, obviously, and you guys can all look around the room, and like, Howl, it's just like. It becomes obvious based on the things that he looks at through your eye that whoever did this, it was not an accident at all.
Got it.
This was
Purposely closed.
purposely closed, and you all see the lever like jammed and like bent over. Whoever did this was like jacked, must have been hugely powerful, because they just clearly bent the entire lever around itself so that, and then snapped it off so that nobody can turn it back on. Well, not easily. Not with that lever, at least.
That's
Or
why
like raise it up.
you weld a new arm to it.
I think Foley is looting, like grabbing anything he can, shoving it in a bag, not even looking at it.
I mean, anything that looks historically relevant. Yes.
I think the room you could describe as historically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, all right, what can I take? What do we have space to take?
Oh, yeah, the Foley's not even looking. It's just, if it's not nailed down, he's grabbing it.
Yeah, alright. Roll me a 20-sider.
All right, let's try not to die.
Oh, I only needed Foley to do it.
Oh, well, I was also trying to take things. So.
No, I'm not, like, I was not wondering whether or not you were taking things. That's not what the roll was. You definitely taking things. It's whether or not Foley noticed what he was taking.
Oh,
That's a
no.
big negative.
So Foley, you like grabbing up stuff. It's just like, okay, it looks like what might be an old microphone, a notepad of some kind in a language you don't understand. It's just a notepad of some kind. It's like, oh, all right, that looks like somebody's notepad. Don't worry about that.
Could always use
Like-
another notepad.
Yeah, always can use another notepad. Oh, that's a cool little symbol. It's just like, oh, it kind of looks like what you use to like pull like threads out of things. But that's cool. Throw it in your bag.
Like when you're trying to pull threads potentially through like leather, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Neat.
But yeah, Vulpa, what are you up to in here?
That's a hard one. I mean, don't exactly have much in the way of repairing this.
But you are really good at welding, it turns out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she'll just take some scrap and like the welding and just try, just see if they
Make a new lever.
yeah, just make a new one.
Just make a new lever. Okay, absolutely. Here's your welding gear.
Yeah, just slides the mask on.
No, I like to think it's the crab doing it.
Yeah, it's gotta be the
Nah,
crab.
just the crab's still here. Yeah, she's not doing it herself. Directing the crab.
Worked so hard making it. Might as well use it.
Alright, because canonically now, we know you're good at welding. Give me 2d20.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Yeah. It's just like fucking Vulpa just welding.
New talent acquired.
Everybody looking around the room. It's just like both Meghan and Foley just like, yep, okay, that seems like important. Yeah, that's a book. That's a book. Can't read it. It's a book though. Throw it in this bag. It's just like, and the impression that you two get from this room, by the way, is this was a place that somebody would be stationed for long amounts of time in a stretch. You do find what looks like an ancient bed of some kind. Like, it's got some kind of padding. It's not a natural padding, though. It almost feels like foam. It's like that pulls out. It's got a little kitchenette. You find cans of food. Whatever's in it is just like there's a picture of like what looks like chunks of sweet potatoes, or maybe that's like some kind of meat. You can't be quite sure, and any attempt at deciphering what this word means is completely lost on you.
Man, I can't believe I rolled that -2.
Like, it could be just stewed meat or stewed vegetables, but it also is just as likely to be some kind of like jet fuel. We don't know.
Oh, the -2 happened during the path arc, I think. I was trying to read the path and it was written in a language, but now it's just pictograms. I was told that I could roll, but it was a hard roll and I would have to take a -3, and then I rolled a 1.
Yep.
So that language is lost to us for forever.
We did make that decision.
It really hurts to this day, but you know.
Vulpa over here fixing the sign. There are multiple gauges on the walls all around you. You're not unsure what they mean. Like, context clues would show that it measures what comes through this pipe. And
Is this a communication system? I'm just looking at something like, is there a way for them to communicate? Because it kind of looks like that, but also, you know, AI.
I think Foley might actually recognize that if it was a communication system.
it's like, I was more thinking of it like a, not Firewatch station, but like basically.
Oh, I mean like a radio type thing. Like they would be like radioing updates and that kind of communication.
I don't think so. I think that this is more like a, they send up a flare if there's a problem situation.
That's fair. So, how are you doing over there, Vulpa? Does it look like it's fixable?
Yeah, just a few more minutes, and Hal can come move it.
It's the production value that they come from.
It really is, though. It's so good.
That's quite lovely. I think we should move what we need to into the ship for now. Just so that it's not in here if something decides to go horribly wrong, and we can run to the ship without dropping things.
Wait at the ship. Got it.
That's not what I said.
Like that's what you said.
Wait at the ship. now we need Vulpa with the fucking like welder's mask. Hold on, let me add a new tag to my list of tags.
No, this is fun.
Forklift certified is like going. Yeah.
So
We're gonna have so much fun when we talk about tags, everybody.
Yeah.
So I guess we have taken the potentially destructible items into the ship, including Foley, who has remained. Because
Foley's
he's a big
waiting at the
baby.
ship at this point. I mean, someone has to keep the engine ready, just in case you guys gotta leave in a hurry.
Do you even know how to steer it? Maybe I should be the one to stay.
My ship!
Like, man doesn't have a spine anymore. He had to get it replaced.
That's a radio tower.
You have no spine. That's quite literal then, I suppose.
I mean,
How
I
much
can
did it get
broadcast from
broken?
it. Yeah. Got split in half. But I can do
You-
this, and he starts blasting banana phone out of the radio tower from his back.
What in star's name is that?
I'm a walking radio tower, fool.
You certainly are something.
All right. So we're gonna get on the ship.
Foley's on the ship. We're about
Yeah.
to pull the lever and then run.
Foley has the ship ready to go, so that as soon as they board, we're splitting.
Okay.
Really, it's pull the lever, see if anything goes wrong, and if it starts to go wrong, then we run.
All right. So yeah, Howl's pulling the lever, and this isn't a roll as to whether or not you can pull the lever. It's gonna work. You're gonna pull that lever. Like, the lever was reconstructed by the best welder in the Echo. Like the Vibes welder.
Yeah, it's
You
an
can ju-
art,
you
not
can
a
just-
science.
You can just tell when Vulpa has done it because, like, the vibes that come off of the item after she's completed it.
Pretty chill.
Yeah, it
It's
feels like it's
visual
gonna work.
glow.
You know Vulpa's welding mask has the flame decals.
Makes the flames hotter.
And it makes you weld faster.
So how will you just do it? Just grab the lever and just pull?
I think I would consult first. Like, we're gonna do this. Like, I should be doing this, right?
I mean, did you have anyone that you wanted to check in with before doing it? We
I do
have
actually,
functioning
I'm gonna-
radios now.
I'm gonna crouch in a corner. Hey, buddy. I'm doing this, right?
It's like, yes. Whoever turned this off was wrong. It's like, they interfered with the natural way that magic was supposed to move throughout the Echo. It's just
Hype.
like, waken all of us who were lost.
Okay,
That's
waking
not
us.
ominous at
Got
all.
it. And then I'm gonna pull the lever.
And yeah, you all feel a rush of energy as in the next room over, like a small wall of brass, like is all that is between you and a torrent of magic, a torrent of unrealized potential, like. These are spirits without form or minds or anything that would make a sentient being. All they have is impulse. And they are flying through the celestial sea. The cat's dancing in Lydian right now. The music gets turned up another step. And every time you land, it's like playing perfect DDR. Like, you're not even trying anymore. You've become the music. Like, everybody down here, like Foley sitting in the ship, like the incense that Vulpa lit are so right for right now. You are at complete peace.
I'm vibing.
This has got to be weird for Meghan, who I don't think was magical really. And yeah,
No, most of them aren't magical. And if you aren't a magical person, then you are just aware of an energy. Like you
my
know on the
first
next.
standing up
What's that?
is my first standing up.
I don't know. It's not bad. You mean like electricity? I
Yeah,
don't
like
I don't
static
think
electricity.
I don't think it's
I woke up
static.
with a strange
I think it's
tattoo.
only statics for people who have their magic tied to it.
Gotcha.
How's Howl doing right now?
Howl, it is like powering up, and you guys can. if you say you're using detect magic, like the wall is just glowing. Like this pipe is alive. It's like, I will say that the folks in Outer Haven right now, if we have anybody placed if Kat or Akana are working on the null metal that's out there, the pipe that they just came in contact with that was turned off is definitely doing like a kettle whistle situation in the basement of that factory.
Did they turn it fully off or put it on medium?
They didn't touch it. It was already fully off. They didn't turn it one way or the other.
Well,
But you all hear shaking above you as it's like I move to this map to make it very clear that these spots, and we're probably gonna get him to do it, are not going to try to make them movable tokens. Like, they are not going to stay where they are.
are they moving faster?
They are moving a lot faster. They will move to the point where it will be noticeably faster.
Shit.
That this whole place is like carouseling.
Well,
Maybe we fucked up a little bit.
No, this is exactly what I should have
No,
done.
I'm feeling pretty good.
We did what we needed to do.
we don't see the cities moving, but once we
No,
do,
not
like,
yet,
that,
but,
that
like,
was
it's
that
gonna
was like
become
intentional, though.
The Celestial Sea's magic is on right now. This group did it. Like, the Celestial Sea is as magical right now. It is more magical than it's been in 1,000 years. It cannot be full magical until the Echo is fully on. That is the only time that all of them get as powerful as they were. But the Celestial Sea is going to do what the Celestial Sea is supposed to do.
Spin.
All of these cities were built for a reason. Haven and Loker will not be moving. And it's like Ione will move, Dorian will move, Mixel will move, Lydian will move. But
Phrygian.
Phrygian will probably move, but it will always be underwater.
Yeah. Well, I think this is fascinating.
I woke them up.
Woke what up?
Us, I guess.
I think I was already awake.
I was not asleep. I'm not sure what you mean by them.
Hey, buddy, do I explain this?
It's like if they don't understand that the Echo is waking up, it's very little that we can do. They will see it for themselves.
Got it. Okay, the Echo is waking up.
The
Oh.
planet is waking up.
Interesting. I'm not privy to this information.
Well, you are now.
Well, I mean, I'm not
No,
there.
he's in
You're
get
in
back.
this in with us for life now. You can't get out of this.
Yeah, but I'm in the boat.
Well, now that we have it turned on, do we want to undo Vulpa's lovely work and make it so it's difficult to turn back off again?
That would probably be a good idea.
Or is there a way for us to just get rid of the door?
I mean, we could have just blown up the valve if we really wanted to make it.
Well, we didn't quite know what we were getting into before we got over here.
Could we have our expert welder just weld it open?
Just weld. You don't want me to go into the pipe and weld it
That
open
would
from the
require that
inside.
she
No,
go
not
in.
on the inside. Like the lever on the outside, like welded in such a way so even if you make a new lever to turn it off, if we snap this one off, then it just can't be done.
Just really screw it up.
Yeah.
I mean, we could also just attach a bomb to it if we wanted that.
I would rather
We-
we not put a potentially dangerous device near the large pool of magic.
Do we classify as potentially dangerous devices?
You know, that's an interesting question. Probably.
It's like definitely dangerous persons of interest.
I'd like to think of myself as more of an interesting person.
Are you saying what we're about to do would potentially dangerous?
I'm. How aware would Meghan be of the people that don't want the magic? I would assume some level, even if it's not related specifically to these pipes. Like, they're probably like, oh, the dwarves are going to hate this.
I mean, the dwarves don't like magic, but that said, it's not just magic that is being turned, like, that is coming back. Like, it is everything from their history too. Like, it's just like, whether do I don't know if NPCs care that much, you know? Like, about would Meghan know that you were turning magic back on? Probably not, because Meghan doesn't experience magic the same that way. It's like, whatever this is something.
Well, the gentleman at Dorian will be fascinated. And we've certainly gotten them material to study. Do we want to make sure this can't be meddled with and then pop off?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Alright. I think she's gonna grab this little stick looking thing over here. And like basically try and jam it and then like weld a second lever so that it can't be, you know, you try and pull it but you're pulling like two levers and they interfere with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even think that takes a roll. It's just like, so what I am making sure it happened is somebody 1,000 years ago came in this room, pulled the lever, broke the lever so that you guys couldn't use it again, and so it couldn't be used again. 1,000 years later, you all show up into this room, see the piss poor job that they did, cut it open, pull the lever to open the door again, and to make sure nobody can pull the lever again, you're welding it shut.
I mean, that's how history repeats itself. So I mean,
Yeah.
clearly we
Well,
have 1,000 years before somebody comes and undoes this.
I am
To be clear, that door was not there. And they put the door here and then made the lever and then broke it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this room was here originally. Like, whatever the opening and closing of that lever
But we
did,
do want it to still be
Some-
functional.
I'm not telling you what you want. I'm telling you, like, what you've come to. And, like, you guys have already welded it shut. You guys made that decision.
If somebody wants to fix it, they can fix it. Probably, maybe. It's up to their skills.
I mean,
1,000 years from now, they'll figure it out.
look, that one over there said something about the natural flow. I don't know.
We're restoring the natural flow. The wear is coming back.
But where is it?
Yeah.
Right there.
So we've finished this. We're going to head back to the submarine. Oh, Foley!
Yeah.
We didn't
I think
die.
Foley was in the middle of a nap.
He just
We-
fell asleep.
We didn't die, and it's a good thing we didn't, because it seems that you decided that you were going to just take a little snooze.
Yeah, it was nice.
Little bat nap.
Good to know that if everything had gone wrong, we would be dead either way.
Listen, while I was here, the vibes got real chill, and I don't know, I just couldn't help it. Just too relaxed in here.
You know, I thought we got along, but I think you could have a little more initiative.
I think you could show out a little more. How about that?
And they just bicker
should
the
be.
rest of the way back.
He's just like, you guys get back, and it's just like, oh, you guys find the interference? It's just like, first off, everyone, you know, the hat really grew on me now that I think about it. It's just
Oh
like-
no, I completely forgot. As soon as we left, falling through the hat in the ocean.
Oh no! I forgot to like copy and paste it all over the place. It's just like, okay, yeah, interference seems to be gone. We can communicate with our friends over at Lydian and Mixel, and like that's really good news. We're moving. This is incredibly exciting. We haven't moved in over 1,000 years to such a
mean-
degree, a measurable degree.
Aren't we
yes,
always moving though?
Gentlemen, we did pick up a few things. If you'd like to talk prices, I might be able to get them for you out of our ship.
Just yes, you'll be paid fairly. It's just like that they're all like going like looking out the window, staring at the fact that the city is moving fast enough that it is like cutting into the water at this point.
Were you aware that there's a pipe down there that was turned off?
Off, you say? The weird, obviously. Okay, yes, off.
Yeah, we turned that back on.
Yeah.
On is the preferable state of things. And how were the gauges? Were you able to read any of it?
Oh, they were good.
Yeah.
You're good. Excellent.
Yeah, they were all great.
Oh, I didn't realize you were a specialist in ancient technology. Fascinating. And
Gauges.
they say that without any. There is no irony in that. They are not being sarcastic. They are fully expecting the fact that Vulpa, like, answered that they are good so fast that they know what they're talking about.
Meghan is just kind of giving Vulpa a look.
I mean, the gauges were in the
Yeah, they were
the
there.
far right position, which is the position they're supposed to be.
They weren't like red or rattling or anything, so
The gauges were great.
Beautiful gauges. Best
Yeah.
gauges in the city.
also there were these lovely shrimp.
Yes, okay. Shrimp. Gauges are fine. It's like we're moving at this speed. Everything looks like it's on. It's just we've had conversations with our sister cities, and they are also moving at differing rates than our own, but close. It's just like now, if you don't like look up, and they point to the constellation that maps out the cities, and you see the fact that the stars are actually moving to keep track of the cities. It's like none of the other constellations are moving along with them. Just the one constellation in the sky is shifting shapes.
Oh, that is quite lovely, isn't it?
Ominous, one might say.
Ominous how? It seems like it's simply tracking where we're moving.
Yeah, that'd be great if that's how stars worked.
I mean, that is how stars here work.
Didn't
So
we-
You don't
Yeah.
know.
Didn't we hear that the moon was some sort of contraption? Why would the stars not be?
The stars are supposed to be floating, burning gas.
I always thought that they were fireflies, but obviously we were proven wrong.
You were very bad at school.
That was a
Used
lie.
to be up there. I can
Okay.
tell you, there's nothing you want to get close to.
I think I remember growing up, I was told that they were just giant balls of ice.
Giant balls of ice. Oh,
That's closer.
simple woods foxes. Pat.
Whoa.
That sounded mean, very condescending.
It's not condescending, they just don't know better.
See, right there!
Well, they're moving because we woke them up. That's why.
I would have you know that she basically carried the mission.
Yes. I'm sure she did a wonderful job. It hands you a
You should
lollipop.
have her take a look at your office. The vibes are great.
Thaddeus just like, you know, I would love that. I've been having some real issues with attentiveness while I'm in here. We knocked down the wall, of course, and we thought shared workspace would be like really work out, but my stuff encroaches onto his space and his stuff encroaches onto mine, and I just don't think it's right for us.
Well, yeah, you're trying to mix two different like cultures together and like expecting it to go well. You gotta incorporate into each other. You gotta move more of your stuff over to his and more of his stuff over to you.
So intermingling more than clashing.
Precisely.
Maybe kiss each other a little bit.
We do kiss each other a little bit. Just a little bit, though.
They are
Maybe you
dating,
should do it
Foley.
more. There's clearly some tension between the two of you.
I'm only tense because, like, Thaddeus sits down on his chaise lounge in the room, like, lays back. He's just like, all I'm saying is, like, he's here when I get up. He's at work when I go to work. I feel like I need some me time.
Oh, you need a vacation.
I think that if you communicate well together, perhaps you would realize that sometimes you must take time apart so that you can appreciate your time together.
Thaddeus just, like, leans back. He's like, I don't know.
Not
Hank is
full,
staring at him from his chair.
not like full separation. I mean, like, just go do your own little thing for a little bit and then come back. Like, it can be like a couple hours.
Hey, you guys can't be together all the time. It ruins the vibe. Gotta stay on to. You gotta keep who you are.
I do need to know who I am.
Self journeys are important.
He just slaps his paws on the desk. He's just like, Hank, we have a lot to talk about. I've been offered a job at the Lockstitch Academy. Teaching history.
My word.
I think we're gonna need to have some time apart. And now they have to discuss that. That is a them discussion.
I do wish you both well.
And yeah, that is the end of this game. So, recap for today is there were some radio signals being messed up all over the Celestial Sea. It turns out there was a giant lippy crab with that has been a sunk in so many ships that their old equipment has attached to its shell. But you all blew it to shit immediately, so we didn't even have to deal with that. Didn't have to crawl around on the outside of a ship, on the outside of a shell, like that was the mechanic that was going for. Or scuba dive at all.
I mean, we weren't prepared for that.
We weren't prepared for the scuba diving. But then, so you climbed into one of the currently turned off pipes of the weir, like saw the fact that somebody had shut the door on it, went back out, patched up the problem, then turned it back on. And once you turned it back on, the Celestial Sea is just a humming. It is moving. The cities are actively orbiting each other on an as of yet unknown pattern, but there is a pattern that they will follow. And yeah, good job everybody. You took that one extra step that, well, you did a lot of things I wasn't expecting, and then you took an extra step.
And Vulpa is really good at welding.
Vulpa turns
Apparently.
out to be very good at welding.
purely off of vibes.
Like, it's just like Vulpa's like, you get back to Vulpa's apartment, everybody's like, "Oh, great job out there." She's like, "Yeah, great job, you too." They set their welding gear and their like stuff down by the door. They drop their
I woke
jacket
up with a
off,
strange
and then
tattoo.
just sit on the couch and just like weeping openly into their hands. I was not in control.
What was I doing? I have no idea. That pipe's gonna break in like 2 years.
I have no idea. What the fuck?
And let's be real, when Foley and Meg reconnect in their 40s, they're gonna have real chemistry.
Yeah. Might have a dalliance with Patagon first.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think Meghan is already 40. So if you like,
And in their 60s, whatever.
In the retirement home.
Yeah.
The concept of just like that is how Vulpa gets through her days. It's just like bullshitting the whole time. She's like, "Yeah, bottom of the ocean. Who fucking cares? Did you see? Like, I put this wallpaper up. I'm doing great." And then inside, it's just internal screaming. Eternal screaming.
Fake it till you make it.
But yeah, everybody, that was today's game. That was Meghan. Thank you so much for playing the NPC character Meghan. She will hopefully show up for more of the like important stuff next arc. All of you guys as NPCs, I want to use them more. I won't always ask for you to use them though, because convenience.
Availability and convenience.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for playing. That was really fun. We are obviously not going to be here for tomorrow, so everybody have a good Thanksgiving. But we will come back on Friday for the Feast Easy. That is going to be very speakeasy-like, but longer scenes of like the first one. We're going to start with Rennick, I believe, and then we're going to move on to Pearl, and then we're going to move on to Bam and Mai. Like there's going to be a lot of stuff. It is going to be with the epics. They are. If you ask for your Bammon to make your weapons better, it is going to be better physically in that moment. Like, how are they better? We're going to give them like a tag. Tags are going to be very important coming up, everybody. Tags. They solve a lot of our problems. And like, we will give you guys a more up-to-date list, not like a list of things that we are thinking, so you all can think about them too. We are all obviously going to talk about them in our calls, in character calls leading up to next season. And it's just like everything feels. We feel like you guys have shown us enough support to fingers crossed that we can keep doing it. So also again, if you're interested in the main character energy packages and stuff, and like with the possibility of getting them, I know everybody wants them, everybody's interested in, just like I just also understand the money's not there for some people, and we get that. We love you, thank you. But if you are interested, workshop, this is the most recent pinned post. Please let us know that you are interested. And with that, we can just all say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye
Bye
forever.
forever.
Goodbye, everybody.
And then we're gonna get ready for food. He's baking a cheesecake. Is that already baked? I don't know what's going on.
I finished the apple pie cheesecake.
Mm.
And the orange cranberry bun cake.